Kyrie Irving versus Stephen Curry. Who's got the better handles? Coach Jesse Minshew with Get Handles Basketball. Before you leave a comment down below, check out this whole video because I'm going to give you some sort of overlooked elements of both their handles that might change your opinion. And not only in this video am I going to uncover some of the secrets that make each player's handles work really well and well for their games, but I'm also going to show you ways that you can put them into your game so you could take your handles next level and play a little bit more like each. The first thing that pops out to me when I watch their handles isn't probably what you're thinking of. I notice their stance. If you watch Kyrie Irving, almost every time when he's dribbling, he's got his body low. Now he'll come upright from time to time to kind of put his defender to sleep, or when he's bringing the ball up to the court or approaching his defender. But once he gets into about arm's distance, he's almost always got his feet about twice shoulder width apart, hips down low, shoulders down low, and he's gonna go into his combo super rapid fire. Stephen Curry tends to have his stance a little bit tighter, usually about shoulder width apart, sometimes a little bit more, but not usually quite as wide. And he also doesn't throw his shoulders into his fakes as much as Kyrie Irving. Kyrie really throws his shoulders into his fakes. Let's talk about the benefits of each. For Kyrie Irving, getting in that wide, low stance and really throwing his shoulders into his fakes allows him to juke out defenders more to get past them, right? To sell his fakes more so they go flying, because when you get your shoulders and your hips into it, they're going to be more likely to bite on that fake, and from that he can also move a lot more quickly. But for Stephen Curry, as we all know, his bread and butter is that shot. He's got great handles, but his shot is a strength for him, obviously, right? He can get it off quick. That's not to say Kyrie Irving is a slouch on shooting, but it's pretty safe to say Curry's probably the best shooter to ever play the game. By keeping his feet closer, that allows him to get into that shooting position more quickly. If you watch him shoot, he typically has his feet, when he shoots, right about shoulder width apart. So if he has his feet way out here, it takes a little bit longer to transition into this position to get his shot off. So it allows him to get his shot off a little bit more quickly. So there's a little bit of a benefit to both. Now, how can you use this to your advantage? You can pay attention to the different situations in games. If you know you want to get a shot off, try to maybe not put your hips in your chest and your foot out as far into that fake so you can get your feet together to get that shot off more quickly. If you're trying to juke the defender out, put more of your hips and your chest into it. Now again, that's not to say Curry never really does the big movements or Kyrie never has his feet close together, because they both throw a little bit of both in the mix, but generally speaking, each of them kind of sticks with one of these two versions a little more often. Okay, second thing that I noticed, and this is more on the dribbling, Curry and Kyrie both have a little bit of flash and they're willing to get a little creative and think outside the box with their moves, but I have noticed Kyrie exposes the basketball a lot more than Curry. The only time I really see Curry do a lot of stuff where he'll expose the basketball is on that behind the back. Sometimes he'll get in tight to his defender, and if there's a bunch of open space here, he'll kind of throw the basketball out into that gap, or if he's attacking hard, he'll kind of throw the basketball out as almost like a retreat to the three-point line and leave it exposed there. But really, since he's going behind the back, the only place it's really exposed is out here, and he'll usually do it in a situation where it's safe. Kyrie, on the other hand, he'll bring the basketball up, he'll throw it out there for a sham god and leave it exposed, leave it up high, sometimes leave him bounce it up high, and then go into a crossover, right? Since he's so quick with his movements and his feet, that allows him to get those sorts of things off, and he uses the basketball a little bit more as bait to try to get the defender to jump after the basketball, because he knows he's quicker than almost every defender, and he's gonna be that one step ahead because he knows what he's got planned, but the defender doesn't. And he'll also mix up bringing the ball a little tight. Within that also comes exposing the basketball when the basketball's in your hand. Curry tends to keep the ball a little tighter, closer to his body. If you watch him do his dribbling drills, his moves in games, he's almost got the basketball always within about a foot of where his body is. He never has it way out here. I shouldn't say never, but typically speaking, he doesn't sell these big fakes. Even on more of his Iverson fake, he'll only bring the ball out a little bit. Kyrie really mixes this up, which makes him kind of unpredictable and allows him to sell those big fakes when he needs to. Sometimes he'll keep his moves more tight like Curry, and then other times he'll really show the ball and put it out there to get that extra big fake to try to send the defender flying. Now for you, big question is, what kind of ball handling ability do you have? I would say if you are not a great ball handler, stick with more of the Curry type of handles. Now that's not to say Curry's not as good of a ball handler, but it's just a little bit safer way of dribbling the basketball. It's less exposed, ball's more protected, you can go into your moves more rapid fire by keeping the ball there, and it's in a lower space where it's a little bit harder for defenders to get at, typically speaking. Now if you have great handles and you develop some more outside the box moves, you're quick, you got a good change of direction, showing the ball a little bit more can be a great way to mix things up, take advantage of that ability that you have that a lot of other players don't. You can send defenders flying, break ankles, fake them out more, all that stuff. So you just have to know what your level of ball handling ability is. And if you do have that higher level of ability and you feel like you can show the basketball more, I would still say mix it up. Put some tight handles into the mix with those more loose type handles. All right, the third and final thing that I notice is the big difference between these two players' handles doesn't involve the feet and it doesn't involve the basketball. It's from here up, their head and their eyes. Curry typically is going to get his eyes to the rim a lot more quickly. He's almost always looking for that opportunity to shoot. Also, he uses his peripheral vision very, very well. I would say he's got the advantage over Kyrie on this. He'll use his peripheral vision to see more of his teammates, whereas Kyrie's looking more to get to the rim. He's always kind of looking more at his defender and the gaps in the floor to see his opportunities there. Now, this season with the Celtics, he's been doing a little bit better job of finding his teammates and seeing more of the floor. One other thing I want to give you that I've noticed with Kyrie with his eyes is he really sells his fakes. Curry does as well. I'm not saying he doesn't use his eyes, but again, since Kyrie's looking more to attack, he'll really use his eyes to sell his fakes with a crossover to get his defender to go one way and then come the other. I'd say Curry overall, though, what kind of makes him a little more unpredictable is he'll throw enough passes into the mix to keep defenders guessing. Is he going to shoot? Is he going to drive? Is he going to pass to a teammate? And he'll do this whether he's on the perimeter or when he gets into the paint. That's one of the main things I've noticed between the two that's a little bit different is Kyrie typically has a little bit more tunnel vision of trying to drive versus Curry, he's very wide open with his options, seeing the court, but typically I would say he usually tries to get his eyes on the rim and use his peripheral vision to see his defender, see his teammates, see the opposing team's defenders, so he can kind of see what his best option is, but also since he has his eyes kind of on the rim but still seeing the court, if he wants to shoot, he could just zero in on that little link. I always tell players to pick a link on the rim, and if you watch his master class, he actually says he'll pick a link on the rim where the net hooks up so he can find that tiny target. So that way, if he misses the tiny target, he'll still probably hit the big target of the hoop. So that's one of the main differences I've noticed with both of them is just their approach to the game mentally and what they're looking at. Not necessarily saying one is better over the other. I would just say for Curry, it makes him a little more unpredictable that way. But again, with Kyrie, he's a little more unpredictable because of his changes in stance, keeping the ball tight, keeping it loose, all that. So a lot of different elements you could consider that you could put into your game. Same thing with this last tip. If you're a shooter, try to keep your eyes locked in on the rim more. Or if you're a point guard, right, try to see more of the entire court. But also, don't be afraid to throw in the mix sometimes, looking more just to attack. Throwing defenders off with that can help you a ton. If you found this video helpful and you want to take your handle super next level, make sure you click the top link in the description down below. That's a 100% free workout called the Defender Destroyer workout. It's already helped thousands of players, and I'm sure it'll help you too. Just click that link, pop in your email, and I will email it to you instantly for free. And if you found this video helpful, make sure you check out this video and check out this playlist. You'll probably like those as well. And make sure you subscribe and get on that notification squad so you can catch the newest videos the second they come out. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more and make moves today.